Big Bacon. Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to another thrilling episode of Big Bacon's Collection. I'm your host, Big Bacon. So, today we will be doing a review of a 25th anniversary G.I. Joe figure released in 2007. Hardmaster was part of a comic 2-pack, along with, for lack of a better word, I will call intern Snake Eyes. It's a Snake Eyes that doesn't have the black armor. Instead, he's got a gray ninja outfit. You know, because he must accessorize. Anyways, Hardmaster is one of those that is predominantly from the comic series. Him, Softmaster, Blindmaster. And unfortunately, I never really got into the comics. So I'm starting to feel like maybe there's a lot of backstory that I missed out on. But regardless, the figure looks pretty cool, or did in the case, so I bought it. Now, my buddies down at Peddler's Post in Boulevard, Missouri, every 3 months they host what they call the quarterly meetup, where a bunch of people from the Facebook groups and such come together, buy, sell, trade, all that fun stuff. And that's where I purchased this. A year or so ago, actually over a year now, I attended and bought this from one of the guys that was selling on site. So, without any further explanation, let's get into the figure. We're going to start with the accessories, move on to the figure, and eventually get him onto the shelf. So, accessory-wise, let's start here. We have a combat mask, which unfortunately, because it's white, is going to just reflect light from my... Detail-wise, there's not a whole lot going on with it. It's got some silver eyes, got some slits in the mouthpiece, but what I find really funny is the size of that head loop. I mean, this is not bendable, really. This is hard plastic. It's like they expect you to get this over that, and it ain't happening. So we're just going to put this back over here for now. Next up, he comes with a bow. Once again, because of the white, you're not going to see a whole lot of it, but it's not a compound bow. It's not a tactical bow. It's just a traditional short bow made of fairly sturdy plastic. You pull back on this, the entire thing just wants to crumble in on itself. There is some etch markings along the arm, but once again, bright light, bright light. You know what? You are never going to see that unless you buy the figure. At least not on my channel. Now, it also comes with a silver arrow, but there's no lock point on the side of the bow. There is a knock point at the back of the arrow that does kind of set around the string, but it doesn't like grip it. So it's not like you can display it attached. If anything, you'd have to put the bow in one hand, the arrow in the other, and just pose him so it looks like he's getting ready to knock the arrow. Now, because this was a comic 2-pack and I bought it loose, the next accessories I'm just kind of estimating at, because I'm guessing one of these actually belongs to the Snake Eyes figure. We have a pair of katanas with the exact same sheath. Got the Arashikage logo, although a little bit of paint would have brought it out better. White plastic wrap, and then the white handled one has what appears to be a string wrapped around it. Both blades pull out. They're the exact same sculpt. They really are. And actually, they've hidden an Arashikage logo here at the bottom of the grip. I don't know if you'll be able to tell or not. But there's just a vertical line that runs down 3 of the cross points that's not on the rest of the handle. They're both the same sculpt. Both the same paint with the exception of the handles. So I'm guessing the black one is actually Snake Eyes'. The white one is probably Hardmaster's. Both sheets have a peg on the back, so I imagine that they can peg into the back of the figure. And last but not least, the traditional 25th anniversary style figure stand. Got the G.I. Joe logo on top. It is one of the double peg issues. And codename Hardmaster. Now let's get a closer look up at the figure. For figures that was released long before face print technology, the sculpt on this is really quite nice. The paint is, well, better than expected. Got a white headband on over a bald head, and like I said, this headband doesn't come off, so there is honestly no way this thing is getting over it. Okay, now looking at this, you see that hole there in the middle of the body? That is a dead giveaway that this is a reuse of one of the Snake Eyes figures. I believe it was the remake of the version 4. It's got the crossed silver knives on it. The rest of the body, I couldn't tell you. But that part, that's a dead giveaway. Nice, like, padded, which I suppose if you're trying to train somebody, padding is always good. White striping. Paint is, so obviously there's a little bit of overspray onto the sleeve here. Same down here. There's no major glare. I got some red poking through here, but that's probably from it rubbing on something. He's got an ancient scroll attached to his thigh. Got a pouch of some sort over here. White boots, padded knee pads, which almost match the texture of the body. Got a pair of knives that are glued in here, and non-detachable shuriken on each arm. Back of the figure is pretty much just a continuation. The strap's still going around the belt. Alright, let's take a moment and check out the articulation, shall we? This is just a simple ball joint in a deep socketed head. So what that means is that you get some good up, but that's an ugly joint right there. Got some okay down. Okay. Something about that just seems unholy. Side to side rotation is fine. Tilt is amazing. Arms come out actually just slightly above 90. Rotate all the way around. Got a single jointed elbow, which comes up to less than 90. There is no wrist articulation at all, but you do get some rotation at the point where the arm meets the sleeve. Same thing exactly on the other side, except that hand isn't quite so. I imagine that's probably the bow hand. Okay, we have a mid-torso joint, a ball joint, so forward we really don't get much. Back, we got a limbo champ going on here. Great side to side, next to nothing in the way of tilt. As far as the thigh or the legs go, okay. Let's move that arm. He can almost Van Damme it. Leg comes out just slightly above 90. Comes back pretty good. Got a double jointed knee. Foot hinges back quite a bit. Hinges forward quite a bit. There is no rocker point, but the whole foot itself does rotate. Yeah, there's no thigh cut, no knee cut, no nothing. The only articulation point is that foot when it comes to rotation. So now that we've looked at the figure, let's figure out how we're going to display him, shall we? Let's get him on a stand. Okay, let's do a slight crouch there. While we let's bow this bad boy up. Because that hand is just screaming for a bow. And if I do this one just right, okay, open up hand. I love you. There we go, open for me. Works every time. Make it look like he's about to knock the arrow. Go ahead and put his sword. Okay, yeah, the joint, the hole in the back is really high up. And in fact, the headband's actually interfering a little bit with it. That is massive. Now, if I remember correctly, I think that this actually came with a sword stand in the pack. So I'm wondering if these two swords are actually supposed to go on that. Okay, well for now I'm going to remove it because it's barely hanging on. And we will hold on to those until we get around to doing the snake eyes. So there we have it. Hardmaster. Now, this being the first figure to display, I do not have an actual display set up. So for now, we're going to put him up here next to the Trunky boys. Beefy boys. Alright, once again, I thank you for tuning in. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to try to entertain you and show off a little bit of what I have. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Honestly, comment. Comment. I need to know, what do you want to see? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? Just leave a comment so I can try to make things better for you. But once again, I do thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you all next time.